RSL Nation!
Woo!
Happy New Year!
We did
We're
it.
back.
We are back. We haven't done this since last year, everybody.
Everyone's sick of those dad jokes.
Okay.
I haven't told a dad joke since last year.
I'm gonna punch both of you so hard.
Oh my gosh.
Oh
Um,
man.
so happy New Year, everyone. We're really excited because there's obviously a lot of things have happened, and we've let a lot of things happen because, well, it's the off season. But
Mm.
really, we spent some good amount of family time together. Well, not together, not us three, because Christian, you have your own family. But
Yeah.
how was
Well,
your
yeah.
Thank you.
holidays?
How was skiing, Christian?
Well, I snowboarded, but it was good. Yeah, it was chill. Um,
Just like every year.
yeah. I mean, it's a great tradition that we do every year on Christmas Day. We go skiing and snowboarding, and then presents the afternoon, and then just chill New Year's with friends.
Awesome, awesome. Um,
Very nice.
Me and Marcos just chilled, really. Also, thanks for the Christmas gift. I guess if I didn't thank you already, it was that RSL shirt. If you didn't see it, Christian,
I
that
saw it.
yeah, you saw it. Okay, cool. Anyways, happy holidays, happy New Year. We have a lot of things going down. This is what's
Mm.
gonna go down. All right. Um, Obviously some signings have gone on, um, and a lot of signings, a lot of um, well, the draft happened, and that RSL dumped on the drafts. Holy cow! Um, some players left, some significant player, a significant player.
Hmm.
At least one off the top of my head. We have a lot of other transfer news within the MLS that we want to throw out our opinions. Schedule came out, um, not only for CONCACAF champions, but also for RSL and the rest of MLS. And you know what? We're going to get into your guys' New Year's soccer resolutions. Um,
E.
more specifically, RSL fan
Mm.
resolutions. I don't know.
We're not going to talk Alan's New Year's resolutions.
No, it's
No.
it's the same resolution as the past like 5, 10 years.
Lose weight.
Tr Try to go to the gym.
Hey, I went to the gym today. Day 2 of the new year. We'll see how long this actually keeps up.
Yeah, we'll see. Um, but let's dive into this because there's a lot of stuff going on. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know who to go to first. Let's go with Christian. Give us a breakdown of what kind of signings, departures. Like break it down. Then we're gonna give our opinions, obviously.
I mean, we've only had one departure, which is wild, and that was
Yes.
one true departure,
Right.
not out of contract. One true departure, and that is Anderson Julio, which he was traded to Dallas. The deal's surprising to me. I feel like one, RSL got off easy, but also could have gotten slash demanded a lot more. So for those who do, I don't know if you've been hiding under a rock.
Yeah. Seriously.
RSL traded Anderson Julio to FC Dallas for a fee of. I mean, why is this in? Oh,
Isn't it like 700?
It was 700,000.
yeah, seven
Yeah.
hundred. Yeah, 700,000. Except my fop mob's in euros for some reason,
Well,
and
I mean,
also that it's I don't know what's going on, and also we received Sam Junqua.
Correct.
I've been saying Junqua,
Hold on.
but yeah.
Junqua. I mean, welcome, Sam, by the way. We are happy to have you, but no slight against you, Sam. But that was the price for Anderson Julio. And that was the big out. Now, players coming in, besides Sam, we had Tyler Wolf from Atlanta United, just a little bit of I would call him a spot filler, kind
Yeah.
of. Like we were just when we were chatting in our private chat, uh,
Private. Ooh.
um, when the trade happened, it was a younger Michael Chang who is going to leave RSL because he's out of contract, not being renewed. Which honestly, Michael, Love you, bro, but it was
He
time.
he he served his
Um,
time. That's fine.
and we also quietly picked up Forcer Ajago
Uh-huh.
from Nashville.
Mhm.
Very
Yeah,
quietly. He striker from Nashville. So he didn't do much outside of Leagues Cup, if I remember correctly. And
correct.
then the big signing of Elias Manuel from the Red Bulls, fresh off of his MLS Cup appearance for
Right.
around
With
So
for
the
for a
with the
decent.
addition of Sam and then Elias from New York Red Bulls, these aren't, I guess, big name players, but I like the pickup of Sam because if you look at his stats and what he was able to bring for FC Dallas, he's a good defender who can play not just center back, but an outside back too, because that's what he kind of was transitioning to in several games. So I think he's a good substitute backup if we have Vera or Glad that are going to be able to start.
well, I guess that
And
that brings in a debate because um supposedly with FC Dallas he was playing more left back. And
Correct.
that's what kind of, yeah, I see your face. It kind of freaks me out because Catranis is our left back starter.
Uh-huh.
So what's gonna happen with that? Are we gonna make Sam me be more center back focused, or is he a backup to Catranis?
it could go either way. I think his versatility on the back line in that aspect is needed. Not just wanted, but needed. And another thing that stands out to me about his stats for 2024, he is a clean defender.
Exactly.
Yeah, only two
Exactly.
yellow
Very
cards
clean.
the
Two
whole
yellow
season.
cards.
Like two yellow cards in
Catranis is probably
31
looking at
games.
him like, Catranis is looking at him like, huh?
Now, I mean, because of how Catranis and Vera play, that's when Sam probably steps in. So that's probably a good thing. Now, I wonder though, it's a really good pickup, like what Marco said. He has similar
Mhm.
stats. In fact, if you look at Glad's stats,
hmm
Glad's stats are pretty similar to Sam's, or vice versa.
Yeah.
Um, my only, I guess I don't want to say it's a worry, but I definitely have gotten used to and prefer Catranis. I haven't seen much of Junqua, which begs the question again. I already asked the question, but do you start Junqua over Catranis? Obviously, we'd have to wait to see how they play and stuff like that. But
And
it's
I think that's what the whole preseason is going to be all about when they
Mhm.
go down to Tucson. I believe that's they're in their 3 games to mix and match these players, do some with Elias, some with Sam, and here and there. But me personally, I see Sam as more of a backup center back because Catanani's showed what he is in his first season with RSL as a left back. Solid player. Not saying that Sam can't compete with that, but I just see him more suiting better in as a center back.
but we did see Catranis not subbed out frequently, but he does, if he goes all out in a game, he usually needs a sub by 65, 70th minute because he's
True,
been
true,
running
true.
like crazy. And he had a couple of injuries here and there where it's like fatigue. So
Mhm.
that, I think that's where also we can fill in as well. Instead of, sorry, this is going to be, well, I'm not sorry, not sorry. I never liked Tommy Silva playing left back. And when we had him a couple of games, I was like, "Oh my gosh, this isn't." If it just freaked me out a lot. So I love the addition of Sam. You mentioned Elias, or I call him Elias, just because he's Brazilian. Um, I really like that because it's a younger Anderson Julio. Because if
Yeah,
you look at if you get his stats from last season, I think he had 8 goals.
7 goals, 1 assist.
7 goals. Yeah. So he
Not
had the
bad.
same contribution as Anderson Julio. Now, here's my question to you guys since we mentioned Anderson Julio. What do we lose more than what we have gained with the this transaction of Anderson Julio?
Potentially. I mean, obviously, taking a look at the market, the reason that Dallas went after that is because of, you know, Jesus Ferreira going to the Sounders. They needed somebody to fill in that hole, and
And
he,
Ariola.
and Ariola.
hmm
Hmm.
Man, that's a lot of inappropriate stuff going on. Anyway, um, yeah, they
You got
needed
distracted.
they needed the position filled, and Anderson Julio is a great fit for it.
Yeah. Well,
I
Marcus,
like
I want to hear
I,
you.
yeah, I like this move bringing Elias. Obviously, he doesn't have the flashy numbers. If you look at the games that he played, last game MLS Cup, obviously against Galaxy, he only played 25 minutes. The other playoff games, 6 minutes against Orlando, a minute against NYC, 2 minutes against Columbus. So not many minutes. But I think you mentioned to me, Alan, he's 23 years old, so he's still very young. So he's still got a long career ahead of him.
And I think that's what we needed because Anderson Julio, without looking at it, I think he's somewhere around 28, 29.
28
Hmm.
years old, yeah.
Yeah, he's at the point where last year, do you guys remember when the Corey Baird stuff went down and everyone's like, "Oh, either need to re-sign him or get rid of him because he was at that age." Well, this is the age of last contracts. At least that's what I've my experience tells me is 28, 29 is the age of last contracts basically. Um last big contract, I should say. And so I think Anderson Julio, this is going to be his last team. If not, he's going to probably go back to Ecuador to finish out his career once he's done with FC Dallas. But bringing in Elias at 23 years old to be either a backup or a pair with Chicho, and I guess that should be the next conversation is, do you guys see him as a backup or a pair to Chicho? Which one?
I see him as the same thing that we saw with Anderson, just somebody coming off the
Hmm.
bench in garbage
Yeah,
minutes, 65th, 70th minute, and doing what Chicho wasn't able to do in the first half or whatever.
And and
agree.
I and I asked this because Marcos, you were mentioning that the Marshall forward that we drafted, and so I guess which one of you guys has the list of draftees? Because I didn't
Oh,
I don't have that. But while I'm
I got it.
blabbing, so you're telling Marcos, you're telling me that the forward that we got from Marshall, our first was that our first pick, second pick, something like that. Um, he's supposed to be really, really good. And I wonder, with RSL's history and picking at least one or two draft picks that play, is he going to be one that we plug in?
Well, let me count the number of forwards that we picked up in this draft. Um,
Because obviously FotMob doesn't have him yet.
we
It
picked up
does not.
we picked up three forwards
One,
out of our one, two, three,
two.
four, five, out of our eight picks.
I've got two.
Two?
Yeah, Jesus Pereira and oh my gosh, Lineker Rodriguez dos Santos.
I can't remember which one is the one from Marshall.
So
That's Rodriguez.
you have Sergi Solanes.
He's listed as a midfielder.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Medi, yeah.
I guess
Um,
RSL put him as a forward, but
so Rodriguez is the one that apparently did a lot of damage in with goals. And
Was
so
he the one that scored that golden goal?
no, Vermont.
That
That
one.
was that was Vermont.
Oh, that was Vermont. That was beautiful.
The other green team.
Yeah.
no, but it does actually make me wonder if bringing somebody, I guess, first round 29th pick as a forward who is very good at Marshall, if he is going to get minutes for RSL or if he's one that's just going to be bounced down to the
How old is
Monarchs.
he? Because I mean, we're looking at a guy that he's probably around 21, 22 years old.
Something like
Eh,
that. Yeah,
Which
I assume so.
which means he's the same age as Elias, who we just picked up roughly. But Elias has been in the league for a year or two, a couple of years, plus playing in Brazil. So I think the order of forwards would obviously be Chicho, Elias, and then Rodriguez. But who knows? I'm throwing all this because we got so many transactions that happened in the past couple weeks that we have so many combinations.
Hold up, quick
Uh-oh.
stats thing about Rodriguez. He scored in 24 games. He played in 24 games, started 23 for Marshall, scored 15 goals and 5 assists with a total of 35 shots.
35 shots and 15 goals. That
Oh,
is like,
sorry, 58 shots,
oh,
but still,
I was gonna say that's like
That's
a 33%.
that
58.
that
That's a 20% conversion rate, which is wild.
Yeah. Now, granted,
He's
we
also
haven't seen.
6 feet tall, so he's massive too, which means he's a target in the box.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's definitely an eyebrow raiser. I'm obviously there's a reason why RSL got him.
Hmm.
So there's going to be a lot of fighting for that either starting position or coming off the bench for Chicho.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that I guess the front office listened, I want to say, to the fans in picking up a defender, not like the defender that we needed, but it's slow pieces to this puzzle this
Mhm.
offseason.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I doubt they listen to the fans a lot,
No, no,
but
obviously.
they definitely are acting in the same way that the fans are thinking, in the sense
Yeah.
that we needed
Mhm.
depth in the defense, and we got it with Sam at least. That was a really important one, to be quite honest. Now,
Do I think that there's going to be another move in what a month? No, no,
no, you don't think
because
so?
Um,
Hmm?
we need
it, it, it,
here's a
if
question. Have we done enough? No.
Because the missing piece right now is right back. Who's right back right now?
Brody
Brody,
or
Bodie,
Bodie.
and Brown.
Well, actually, I would give that to Javane because
Right.
the
I mean,
speed, the speed. Yeah, but
Mhm.
yes,
but would you? I wonder if Brody's being pushed down a lot down the depth chart, especially with Sam. Because now it's gonna be for me. It's gonna be Brody and Bodie fighting for the backup spot of Javane,
Yeah, I'd agree.
and who gets it? I guess, in your guys' opinion, compare from last year's performances, who gets the backup right back spot?
Bodie.
agreed,
I think
agreed.
so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It was a breakout season for Bodie.
it really
He has a
was.
lot. He obviously has things to clean up. Most players do though, but it.
he's still very very young.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. Um, we didn't have anyone else leave from RSL. Just Anderson Julio in terms of trades, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
I guess if we're talking former RSL players, Rubio Rubin, he is off to Guatemala.
Oh shoot. Who's he with? Querétaro?
No, I believe it's Camino Castrones.
No, no, as in like he wasn't with Querétaro.
No, no, no.
They didn't
So
sign him.
he Querétaro he didn't re-sign with Querétaro,
I
and now
understand. That's what
and
I'm
now
saying. That's where he was, right? Thank you.
correct. So now he's off to Comunicaciones in Guatemala.
All right. Well, sayonara. That's a 600,000 off of our salary. Because seriously, that was a heavy one. Which I think this is why we're able to make all these new signings. Um, cool. So that's RSL transaction. We're not gonna get in depth on the drafts because, well, draft picks are. We can name on one hand how many good draft picks we've had in our whole history. So,
Anelli.
And Ellie, he's the king.
well, come on, Beltran.
That's it. Two.
And they both played the same position. Oh my gosh. All right. So then let's go into the rest of the MLS. Like we already mentioned, Jesus Ferreira and Ariola. They left. Those are big names leaving Dallas.
Another big one that just happened, I guess a few days ago, was Campana from heading from Miami up to New England
Yeah.
because we saw what Campana did coming off the bench in those garbage minis, scoring big crucial goals. That was a big move
We
for
wanted
New
him,
England.
as in
Yeah,
like fans wanted him.
I wanted him. Yeah,
Man, that would have been a good one. We have well, there's a ton of movement going around.
Miami signed Fafa.
Fafa
correct.
Picault, yeah,
Yeah,
that's a big one. Even though, granted, I think Fafa Picault is really old for what is he, 31, 32,
no, 30, 33.
He's 33. Yeah.
33? Shoot, yep, he's really old. Um, who else? We have
LAFC signed
who?
a boy.
Oh, Jeremy Abobasi.
That one.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
another one that we wanted.
Yep,
Mhm.
Flip.
yep.
That's dangerous. With LAFC
Mhm.
having an actual good striker.
Well, you have Abobasi up top. That's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. Speaking of strikers, Brandon Vasquez, the U.S. former
Mm.
U.S. national, because he wasn't on
Part time. Part time.
part-time national. He Monterrey doesn't want him anymore. Apparently, Demichelis, the coach there, says, you know what? He's
Which is wild because he had a solid season.
He did. He really.
did
I
he
think
really?
this is. He had a good when he first started off with Monterrey. He had some good numbers, and I think he kind of dwindled off.
Yeah, I think when he started off, it was he was doing all right, but as of late, I mean,
I really think this is a good pickup for Austin getting Brandon Vasquez because we saw Drusy was not putting the numbers at all for them. So having somebody that's going to put in the effort for them and that's tall, big pickup too.
well, and I think obviously, without getting into too many details, Drusy just was sick of management, sick of the
Hmm.
of Josh Wolf, but Josh Wolf is obviously out, but I think Drusy was already on his way out. Like like every other ex River Plate player, they're all going back now, which is great news for us fans. But Austin, who else did they pick up? They picked up another good. Oh yeah, you told me Sanchez, Ilie Sanchez from LAFC.
Yeah,
That
that's a big one.
that's gonna solidify their midfield. So Austin making moves finally. So do you guys think that the Western Conference might flip on its head?
Mm,
For some teams.
Because we saw this, I guess, 2 seasons ago. We saw St. Louis get first, and then we saw them totally drop. Who was first? This year was LA Galaxy.
Galaxy, and they had been bottom of the barrel
I don't know.
previously.
And they had been bottom of the barrel until they invested a lot of money into Peck, Paintsill, um,
Weak.
Puig. They had I think one season prior, but he didn't have really support. So, but yeah, and then Joveljic as well. So when LA Galaxy invested, boom,
Gee, where did they get all this money with the salary cap?
weird.
Huh? Don
Fuck.
Garber? Huh? Huh?
Oh my gosh, here we go again.
Sorry. Don't.
Calm down, Christian. Calm down.
I guess I guess the last big name that has happened so far in this off season. I guess 34-year-old Eric Chupo Montin heading to New York Red Bulls.
Speaking of weird names, there you go, Christian.
Yeah. Also, another big one, a kind of big one for U.S. men national team fans, Shaq Moore going from Nashville to Dallas.
Didn't he start off in Dallas? I want to say that he's like a Dallas,
See,
whatchamacallit,
see,
academy
Homegrown.
product. Yeah.
I only remember him playing for Nashville.
Shaq Moore. I want to say that yep, he's an FC Dallas academy
But he's going
product.
home.
Yeah, he's going home, which I think it's a little early in his career, but I think because I don't know. I see that he has played a lot of games, but he hasn't had a huge impact, which I understand he was with the national team and whatnot, but Shaq Moore kind of just fell off the deep end with the national team. I don't know why, I don't know how. Wait, right back. Isn't that what what's his Dutch
Serginho Dest.
thank you. Serginho Dest plays?
Yeah.
So that there you go. I just answered my own question.
He and obviously nothing against Shaq Moore, but Serginho Dest is a much better right back when he's healthy.
Yes. Amen. Amen. All right. Any other MLS transactions, transfers that we want to hide? Oh, you just mentioned Marcos right before we got on.
Ache, he's gone.
Hmm.
He's heading back to Liga MX.
Dang. Um, I don't know how big of an impact that is actually for Houston because really this last season he was kind of MIA.
I guess they're gonna miss him for the fact of he controlled that midfield with assists because he was always given the ball, finding it. But other
Yeah.
than that,
I mean,
they're not gonna miss him terribly because he was slow. He's slow
but
and old.
Houston has a lot of rebuilding to do. I mean, listen to this list of everybody that was the options declined. We have Mackenzie Gaines, Yan Gregus, Ache Ache, Junior Moreno, Brad Smith, Usman Silla, Xavier Valdez, Latif Blessing, Steve Clark, Tate Schmidt, and Daniel Steres.
Steve Clark, that's a big one for them.
That,
The 38-year-old goalkeeper.
I mean, but he was consistent. I can't say he was great. He was good.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's
and
just like McMath.
Latif Blessing too. And Latif Blessing is a honestly pretty good midfielder.
Solid player.
Yeah, unless I mean maybe Latif, because maybe we might be living in the past too ourselves. Because he's oh no, never mind. He's still 28 years old, so yes,
He just looks
Yes.
a lot older than he is.
he does look a little bit older, but um, interesting. This is going to be an interesting year. I mean, haven't been like huge names flying around. Well, I shouldn't say there haven't been. There have been, just not as many as I thought there was going to be.
Well,
Well,
I guess last thing before we move on to schedules and anything else is I guess the big topic that everybody's been talking about. Ronaldo's out of contract. Possible rumors of him possibly going to MLS. I don't see it happening,
no,
but I guess so many fans want it to happen so we can have this Messi Ronaldo rivalry once more.
it's
I'm like,
not gonna happen. This is the
No.
guy that's claiming that the Saudi League is better because of the weather that they play in.
Th-
Please.
Bro, this guy is so butthurt by Messi that I don't think he would even want to step in the same league as Messi ever again, just so he doesn't get humiliated. There you go. If you couldn't tell what side
I
we're on,
I thought Marco was gonna bring up San Diego FC.
bring it up.
And well, first, San Diego fans, if any of you are listening, hi, welcome to the RSL Bros. Two, I'm so sorry that that's your inaugural jersey.
Yeah, that's
Like, what in the YMCA AYSO
that was
like
an AYSO
lazy
jersey.
lazy design. You deserve so much better. I
like
could give me a contract. I will bring up something with AI and
like that
boom.
looks it looks so bad.
It's
If
so
they
bad.
Terrible.
if they went to Chat GPT, they would have gotten a better jersey. Promise
Oh
you.
my gosh. But talking about San Diego, any notable signings for y'all for this team? I mean,
No.
obviously the big one,
Oh,
Chucky,
Chucky. Yeah, I was like that's about it for them.
but I mean, obviously former RSL man Jasper Loffelsend got
That's
Yeah.
true.
drafted in the expansion draft. Um, you also have Tomas Angel from LAFC, who was traded to the team, which is I think is a big one. The Patty
Thomas Angel.
McNair.
Yeah, Tomas Angel, real quick, is Juan Pablo Angel's son. If all you
Correct.
MLSers who's played for the Red Bulls for
Yep.
a quick minute.
Well, I think I mentioned it before. I think if you go back to the expansion draft, I think San Diego missed out on so many good players that they could have grabbed.
Well, I think they played it smart
Well, yeah,
because they
yeah.
could focus on going out into the market. And I mean, let's take a look at uh who they've brought in. I mean, they've brought in a couple forwards from FC Nordsjælland. I think that's a Swedish team. I think a notable one is actually a for is a striker from the Premier League in Alex Mighton,
Hmm,
who
interesting.
was transferred from Nottingham Forest back in August.
Interesting. I tried to put into perspective, compare RSL's first season and who we all got. I remember that all of us were obsessed with all their names because we're like, oh my gosh, this is our first season. But in reality, I mean, Jason Christ was probably one of the better players that we had signed because he became the first triple digit scorer in the league
Yep.
Mhm.
with RSL. But anyone else that we got from RSL our very first season that you remember that you're like, oh my gosh, yeah, he was a legend. Oh yeah, never mind. I feel really stupid.
Eddie Pope.
Fans, yep, Eddie Pope.
I was gonna say
I was gonna say, fan, why did you interrupt
Like
me
him.
then? Come on.
no,
Sorry.
no. Clint Massa was second season,
Third, actually, I think
third.
2007, yeah. But yeah, Eddie Pope. Wow, I feel dumb. Cut that out, guys. Wow, some RSL fan I am. Um, yeah, we're gonna clear that topic off the table because if I say any more, I'm gonna embarrass myself. Guys, the schedule. This one
Ooh,
is gonna be a pretty. I hope to have a really deep conversation with you guys because this one is gonna be. I see there's a lot of interesting things going on in the season, plus preseason, um, which I forgot to send it in our group, so I'm gonna send it to you now, right now, Christian, and you're gonna look over all the preseason stuff, the calendar, all right? Because preseason actually is longer than I thought. So there you go. We're gonna start with preseason. We're gonna treat this like a book. Okay. So basically, the whole rest of 2025 has been announced except for Open Cup, Leagues Cup, and obviously postseason.
Correct.
So all the players are supposed to report for medical and fitness day one training between Saturday the 11th and Monday the 13th.
That's next week, folks. Ho, ho,
Next
ho, ho, ho,
weekend.
ho, ho.
It's right around the corner.
Oh, um, so that we're starting to see some players starting to come back to Utah. Marcus, you had mentioned that some players had made their arrivals. I don't know who.
Lachlan arrived today.
Uh, yeah, 'cause he has to travel from the other side of the world.
Yeah,
Poor guy.
yeah, he just arrived today. So
Does that
What
mean
up?
he went back in time?
he did go back in time.
That's anyways, that's another dad jokes. Okay, so players are starting to come back. Um, are there some players that after looking at their stuff on social media, I'm gonna just grab opinions real quick before we actually dive in. Looking at players' social medias, is there anyone that you're kind of worried about that might not be so in shape?
Okay, then.
Oh, that's a surprise one. I didn't think you thought that one too, Marcos?
No, no, no. I'm just laughing. The one that I guess, are you saying that's you're worried about first?
Well, yeah, that I worry about that. I've looked at their social media and I see what they've posted, and you're like, oh, is this guy really doing anything?
I want to
Oka's
say,
just been really quiet. Mm. He posted some stuff for Christmas and New Year's, but no indication of any sort of training
Hmm.
yeah,
or
yeah.
playing at all.
For me, it's Vera. Vera, from what I've seen, he
Mm.
just, I guess, having a good time. Like, yes, it's the off season, but I saw him four wheeling. I saw him just out on the water.
Heck
So I'm
yeah.
like,
You guys might actually disagree. In fact, most people might disagree with me. But I'm actually worried about Chicho.
he's having Sunday league. Let the man have Sunday league.
But that's the thing. Sunday leagues are beer leagues, okay? Where you don't have to run a
Mm.
lot, you don't have to do much.
He's working
Granted,
on that belly, off season belly.
did you guys notice halfway through the season, or after he started his slump, that there was like some kind of
Hmm.
I'm just saying. Um,
But you see that goal he scored? Even for Sunday League, that was really
that,
good.
that that was
That
a
was a
really
very good goal.
good goal for Sunday League. He must have drank a couple there, but anyways, that's just nonsense talk. So let's get into this. So we have players coming in for training Monday, January 13th. So that means that they now have 10 days from the beginning, the first day of training, to when they leave for their preseason, I guess, official preseason camp slash games in correction, Santa Barbara, not Tucson. Marcos really loves Arizona, apparently. So,
Yep.
um, then the day after they arrive, they're already playing a game against
Mhm.
NYCFC. Then 5 days after that, on the 29th against Minnesota. The day after, so they're only playing two games in Coachella, which I thought it was gonna be three. Oh, not Coachella. Look, I just pulled a Marcos. Santa Barbara. Gee whiz, la conferencia.
But you're thinking of the Coachella Valley Invitational.
Right, I'm thinking about the Coachella Valley Invitational, which is the following week, because then so they go back to
Mhm.
Utah on the 30th. 4 days later, they got to go back out, so they go out to Coachella Valley on the 3rd of February. They play against San Jose on the 5th, which, by the way, you can get tickets. I'm not doing
St.
any.
Louis.
How come it says San Jose? How come I pulled it off the team's website and it says San Jose?
The Coachella Valley Invitational site's the St. Louis.
Well, it's some S team. Okay.
Womp womp.
Womp womp. All right. First game is on the 5th. Whatever. Second game's on the 8th. Uh, apparently against Las Vegas. Am I right, Christian?
It doesn't say.
Oh, okay.
Closed doors to the public. Nobody can come to the second game.
Well,
Oh,
fine.
then they wouldn't post it on the invitational site. That would make sense.
All right. Then
Las Vegas Lights.
yeah, Las Vegas Lights.
Ooh,
Mm.
that should really be a warm up game.
Should be. That's where I think we're going to put
Uh,
in a lot of. I hope we put in practice players to try to solidify. Then the last game is going to be on the 12th. Wednesday the 12th against the Red Bulls, Christian.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, that's funny.
So, um, 3 games in Coachella spanning across how many days? A
A
week?
week.
All right. Then they
It's a
go
fitness thing.
then they go back to Utah or come back to Utah on the 13th to get ready to fly out to Costa Rica on the 17th. Guys, that's just preseason. What are you guys' thoughts just listening to that?
Woo!
That's a lot of back and forth, back and forth. That's a lot of travel. Oh boy.
Are you worried? As in like, is this too much for preseason?
It's a lot.
Yeah. I was just thinking under the assumption that they're going to be in one specific place the entire time, not going back and forth.
That's crazy though.
Well,
Um,
then the schedule starts and they don't slow down.
well,
No.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Let's go preseason first because preseason is already packed enough, let alone beginning of the season. So,
Well, if you look real quick before we, so
Mhm.
they obviously they depart on the 17th from
Hmm.
Utah to Costa Rica. They only have one training session, which is the following day, which is Tuesday the 18th at their stadium. And then I guess the very next day on that Wednesday is the game. So only one training session. So it's just boom, 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 boom.
yeah. So, and I guess I think here's my thoughts. I think they're trying to replicate what I mean. I don't know if they should be doing this, but this preseason is going to replicate basically what the beginning of our season is going to look like. With,
Hmm.
I mean, can we really count how many days are going to be in Utah at this point? So between first day of training until they leave for Santa Barbara, that's 10. They don't come back to Utah until the 30th. They're back for 4 days, so that's 14. Then they leave for Coachella and they don't come back until the 13th, and they leave again the 17th. So that's another 4 days. So 18 days they're in Utah between January 13th and Monday the 17th of February.
Wow,
That's
that
that's
is
that's a little over 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks.
a lot of travel. A lot of travel.
Now, one one I think that the players are ready for it only because we've had an off season since the first weekend of November.
Yeah, they've had a lot of rest.
2 months. That's crazy. Well, no, no, that's not crazy. Why? Europe goes from June and beginning of June until the beginning of August. So that's 2 months.
Yeah,
And and honestly, can I tell you what I like about this and
No,
how hectic this is?
please don't.
I'm ready.
Okay,
Lay it
Do
on
it.
me.
Do it.
fitness. It is going to force fitness. And so if the team isn't fit enough, or if a certain player isn't fit enough, they're gonna get benched. And
Well,
it's gonna force a competitiveness in the team that's needed, and players will be focused.
well, and I to your point, I think you're right in the sense that it's going to force competition, but it's also going to prove our depth. That
Hmm.
this is why we're doing these moves that we're making because we needed different depth and we needed more depth in certain positions. Defense, for example, offense. I think we've gotten enough players to create a solid offensive core with the addition of Elias and the Marshall kid, which I hope they use him. I really do. Um, Wolf to be a backup for
For
whatchamacallit
Luna.
for
For Luna.
Luna. Um,
Hmm.
you also have Diogo and Crooks. You have Dominic and Ozzy Oi Oi Oi.
Lachlan.
Lachlan, Brooke.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
we forgot to talk about a transfer rumor.
All right, fine. Bring it up because
Sorry,
we're gonna dive into the season at any point. So do it.
Axel Kai to Brighton.
You dummy. I thought you were talking serious.
Hey, when it comes up on several reports,
I don't know. I have
I guess I guess real quick on Axel. Obviously he's never played much for us except for that one game. I hope that this happens just so he can actually get more playing time.
sure. I'll reserve my opinion, but Who knows? Maybe it's true. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Sounds funny though, because it's Brighton coming after someone who hasn't seen more than 15 minutes of first team. So, all right,
Heck of a 15 minutes.
it's true. Um, let's go into the schedule then. Now, schedule starts with CONCACAF Champions Cup in Costa Rica, like we just mentioned, Wednesday, February 19th. That's a intense way to start a season, even though it's not the official season. But we start on the road, which is quite normal for us. But
Mhm.
we're going to go West Coast this time instead of East Coast like last year. I think this is
Boo.
well, not boo. Here's my thoughts. I think this is a breath of fresh air. I don't know who we started with in 2023 if someone wants to grab that. But I think this is going to be a little bit easier for us since we're coming off of five preseason games. We're coming off of Costa Rica. I think we're going to well, most what
2023 was we were on the road at Vancouver.
at Vancouver. See, that one's not as easy, I think, as San Jose. San Jose is pretty easy, I think. Hopefully, I haven't heard of many moves from them, and especially if they lost Ibobise,
That's
boom,
true.
boom. We're
They have a new head. They have a new head coach.
man. I mean,
Good for him. Mazel tov.
Mazel tov. Good for him, Laheim. Um, so going from Costa Rica to San Jose, then from San Jose to it's kind of funny. Off topic, not really. San Jose, going from San Jose to San Jose. You guys get it?
Ha ha!
Ah!
Yay! Geography
Yeah!
jokes. We love them. We love them.
Oh, that was good. That was good.
Oh my gosh, we're so dumb. Okay, we're going from San Jose to back home. Our first
For
home
a
game,
good stint too.
I think that's we get 3 home games in a row.
which is our
Hey,
it's the longest stint of the season.
that's
Facts.
sad. But we get to hang out with all of you.
This is great.
Facts. Facts.
So we have Herediano coming on the 26th. We have our first official MLS home game um the 1st of March against Seattle.
Mm.
That's what why that? Come on. It's gonna
It's
be an
Rusnak.
intense
No,
one.
well, we don't like Rusnak.
Well, no, I'm not doing it for Rusnak. I just want a good game for our home game because we don't
Did
want
they
to play.
officially resign Rusnak?
Oh, I didn't check.
TBD. TBD.
We'll
He might
definitely
not be there.
we'll definitely review that before the game. But apparently that one's going
Then,
to be 2:30 in the afternoon, supposedly, which is nice. Then,
but then
then
the new boys.
now this is going to be fun. Well, I
Mm.
shouldn't say fun. San Diego should be a cakewalk. Should be with the names that they've signed. Really, it should be a cakewalk. But then again, St. Louis, when they assigned all everyone that they signed, were like cakewalk, and then all of a sudden, I think 3-0. We lost
Right.
them.
Hmm.
Well, and there's always the the first season luck that seems to happen. You take a look at
We didn't have that.
no, but Chicago,
Well,
Oh yeah,
since Cincinnati when they joined.
Cincinnati,
hmm
Minnesota did really well their first season.
yeah.
So
So you're right. Um, and then we go on the road to Houston. This is an early
Ooh.
road game to Houston. I don't remember going to Houston this early in the season, which is
and actually, good thing
yes, great
weather-wise.
catch, great catch.
Mhm, mhm.
Because
There's less humidity in March.
No,
no,
but there's lower temperatures.
Oh, there's still,
The- As someone who lived in Houston, humidity doesn't go away, Marcos. Sorry.
no,
I,
it doesn't.
I win on this topic, so shh.
You do just by experience. But I do want to point out, we do our longest road or away stint is 3 games, which is end of April to middle of May, where we go to San Diego, then the following Saturday to Vancouver, then the following Saturday to Dallas, which that would be our first game against Anderson Julio, if anyone's keeping
Mm-mm.
track.
I
That's the
guess out of
second one.
out of out of no surprise, the month of July has the most home games for us this season.
How many?
Mm.
4 home games.
Oh,
But Alan Anderson Julio comes back with FC Dallas Saturday, March 22nd.
oh, that's you got me there. And actually, funny. Like, while we're on the topic of how many times we play in each team, we're only playing each team twice in the Western Conference,
Correct.
which means Rocky
Rock.
Mountain Cup is gonna get intense this year.
That is our last home game of the season.
No,
Z-
yes, it is. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So we play in Colorado in May,
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
and then like Marco said, the second leg is here. So this, I think this year they're probably most likely going to go off of goal differential. So who scored the most goals?
Unless we win out. Knock on wood.
Right. I mean that's either you score more goals or you win out. I mean it's the I think either way
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, I isn't this our first season going to Charlotte?
well
I don't think
you got me there. I don't know.
I don't think RSL has traveled to Charlotte. So they travel August 16th to Charlotte, and I think this is our first time.
Ooh, that'll be a hot game.
Yeah,
Temperature
so
wise, like
yeah, in August, yeah, Charlotte in August is hot. So I think we have 3 or 4 Eastern Conference games. We have Nashville as the first one. I'm scrolling through Nashville, and then we have um
Cincinnati,
oh yeah, Cincy here.
New York,
mm,
Charlotte.
Yep, New York, Charlotte,
D
and I think that's it.
DC
Oh,
on
oh, you
June
forgot
14th.
DC.
When?
June 14th.
Oh yeah,
Hmm.
there we are. All right, five Eastern Conference teams, which rounds out to I think being 39 games this season. By the way, not 38.
Yay, more games.
Yay, more games. CONCACAF Champions Cup,
Woo!
League,
Woo!
US Open Cup,
Woo!
Leagues Cup,
Woo!
MLS playoffs.
Woo!
Rocky Mountain Cup.
No, that's
Woo!
already
Woo!
included in the season. So, looking at just a general view of the schedule, guys, where do you guys think we might struggle? What month do you think will be a struggle for us?
Please hold.
Don't take too long.
I was gonna say May, right where we did this season. I was gonna say the month of July, going into August,
Interesting.
because
Christian?
we
Oh,
see
you're
that we
That's
have
a
like those Eastern Conference teams. I think that's where we're gonna stumble right there.
in
that,
July,
that that that's definitely a possibility. Honestly, August into September
August into September.
because I mean we've got the Red Bulls, which are going to be good again. You've got, I mean, Charlotte should be fine. Minnesota's always a competitive game. Sounders are going to be competitive. Sporting, just because we hate them, and then LAFC because it's LAFC and Austin. So,
Interesting. Interesting. And then Rocky Mountain Cup right after that. Interesting. So I think historically we have struggled between August and September. 2023 we struggled. 2024 wasn't any different. Um, now I think where else we kind of struggle, and I think we've masked it with other things, is in May.
mhm.
I think May we're gonna struggle because in May alone we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games in May.
That's
Saturday, Saturday,
that's
Wednesday, Saturday, Saturday,
one
Wednesday,
game every
Saturday.
approximately every 4.12 days.
Well, thank you. Um, yeah, it's heavy. Plus, I think if we're allowed to be an Open Cup, because they haven't announced anything about Open Cup, have they?
Mm-mm.
It's very interesting. Um, I think if we move on from the opening round, usually the that next round is between that May 3rd and May 10th game.
Mhm.
That's when we got eliminated last year against New Mexico was in that date range. So if that's the case, it's going to be a Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday. Oh, and then I think the next round of Open Cup might be on the Wednesday between the 17th and the 24th of May. So you're looking at May being a full full schedule, and I think that's where we're going to struggle. Leave opponents aside. I think it's going to be exhaustion.
Yeah.
Also, it's 16 Eastern Conference teams, not five.
We're playing at six.
Yeah, you missed Toronto.
Oh, I did miss Toronto.
Oh,
Yeah,
Canada.
Flip. That would make sense. All right. Um, shoot, that's a lot going on this year, and not gonna lie, I'm super excited. Actually, what series are you guys excited for?
it has to be Concacaf. Concacaf.
You're excited
That's
for
that's
for
good.
just that season, or sorry, season,
I,
series.
I'm
I,
hoping come leg two that RSL fans pack the stadium first and foremost, but treat this like a playoff game because
it
this is
is.
this is life or death because
I forgot.
we
Oh shoot,
yeah, this is well the fact that away goals count is huge.
it's nice that finally away goals count again. That's super nice. I hope that means I hope we score at least one or two in Costa Rica.
Yeah.
We can lose the game 3-2, two or tie it 2-2, 2-1, but if we score at least, I think we come back here and we're fine. Um,
I'm excited to see San Diego. I mean, it's exciting for a new team, but holy cow, we need to stop admitting so many teams.
From
Um,
California.
well, no,
just in
not
general.
yeah,
No,
just in general.
San Diego. It's slightly smaller than Salt Lake, so they can handle it, right? I mean, heck, if Las Vegas can handle an NFL team, San Diego can handle an MLS
But I
team.
guess the real debate is should San Diego have gotten the team or should it have been Sacramento
Oh yeah, Sacramento or Phoenix.
or Las Vegas?
Ooh, no, not Vegas. I'm sorry,
Just
Vegas.
saying.
Look, I know Sacramento fans are super fierce. I'm sure Las Vegas fans are fierce too. But I think out of those three cities that Marcos mentioned, Phoenix has the next best case after San Diego.
Interesting.
Agreed.
All
Agreed.
right.
Yeah.
We will then live to disagree because I think Sacramento should have gotten it. But anyways, it's total side topic. I am actually excited for Rocky Mountain Cup this year because there are only two games. Historically, there have actually I don't remember the last time there was only two. I've always remember having three, where it's like if you win the first two, basically you won, and last game was a brush under the rug kind of thing. Not like last year. Well, last year was it came down to the final game. That was
Yeah.
intense.
Hmm.
This year, I think it's the intensity is going to keep up. Though I haven't heard much from the Colorado camp. Maybe you guys have in terms of players. Bombito left, which helps us. And they might have signed a couple of players, but again, they're not making noise. But then again, neither are we. We're not making noise,
We're just we're just silent.
which that makes me to believe that it's going to be an intense one again.
Always is. Always is.
Always is. All right, we're gonna bring this around. We're gonna talk about some New Year's resolutions, but we're gonna go through your guys's RSL New Year's resolutions. What you guys would want RSL to uh,
Let
com
me
live
let me
up to
pull them
this
up
year.
really quick.
Pull them up.
Okie dokie. So you guys gave me a bunch of good New Year's resolutions, and I appreciate all of them. So we'll just go one by one real quick. So first one, consistency.
Now, I will say this:
Positive consistency.
they were consistent. Yes, but they were consistent all the way through July. Then the wheels fell off. So yes, a consistent year, not
Agreed.
consistent 6 months.
Next one, get Luna to Europe.
Okay, let's talk about that real quick because that's going to be really intense in terms of the summer transfer window,
Hmm.
which is the reason why we got rid of Gomez was because of it being summer.
Oh yeah,
I
to
I
make
think. Well, yeah, go ahead.
to make space. He's gonna be gone by this summer.
You think so? I'm not sure, but I think if you're going to get the most money out of Luna, you better hope for dang sure that he plays well all the way through June, because then all the European teams are going to be looking.
Hmm.
Hence
Yeah.
why Gomez left, because when we could have gotten the most for his price. If we would have sold him after the season ended, he probably would have been worth at least 4 or 5 million less.
Agreed. Yeah, I could see
Agreed.
that.
Yeah, it all depends. Luna going to Europe depends on how he does his first half of the season. If he
Agreed.
plays like he ended this last season, he's got a good shot.
But that's what we said in 2023 because he at the end of 23 he played really well. Beginning of 24, he was just couldn't find it again.
Hmm.
So what I'm hoping for is what you just said, Christian, that he has a good beginning of the season, helps us move forward because CONCACAF Champions Cup ends in June. So if he can go balls to the walls the first half of the season, I think he has a really good shot at leaving this summer.
Yeah.
And I'm again, like I mentioned a few episodes ago, I'm hoping for him to go to either the Bundesliga or the Premier League. I think those would be the best fits for him.
What would be the worst fits for him? And now,
Uh,
any league in the world that are possibilities.
any league in the world that are possibilities. Honestly, I think he would disappear in the French league. He would definitely disappear in the Dutch league.
I think he would also fail in La Liga or not La Liga.
Mhm.
Sorry, no, leave La Liga alone. Liga MX.
Oh,
Yeah.
completely
Oh yeah.
disappear. That's
There's not a single American that's done well down there.
that
Okay. Some would
that
beg to
would
differ.
yeah, Cade Cowell, but arguably, but I think for him, Liga MX would be a step back.
I think it wouldn't be so much as a step back, but because there's so much bias in Liga MX, I think that he wouldn't get the minutes that he deserves.
That too.
So,
Unless he were to officially switch allegiance from the United States to Mexico. Which, on a funny side note, I
uh-oh.
saw there's an account I follow on Instagram called Football Troll,
Uh-huh.
and talking about all the countries. Everybody's in 2025 except Mexico is stuck in 2018. And Diego liked that post.
Oh, that's
It's getting spicy. It's getting spicy.
all right. We're gonna leave that topic for another day because that's gonna get spicy. So
All
give
right,
us more
more
resolutions.
resolutions.
Next one, take all competitions more seriously.
Okay. I I like that resolution. We need
Oh,
that.
Especially the Open Cup.
yeah, like
Please.
can we
Like
please
his
get out of the or end the playoffs? Can we get out of the first round of the playoffs this year?
All right, wait. Speaking of, let's talk about these competitions like for 30 seconds. We at the beginning of the season, we have CONCACAF League and then possibly US Open Cup. What's the order of seriousness?
I'm gonna go
I
Concacaf number one,
Mhm.
MLS, and then Open Cup.
And then Leagues Cup.
Oh, and then Leagues Cup is
But Leagues Cup comes after because CONCACAF Champions is already done by then.
yeah, yeah.
So because these three competitions are at the same time. That's if we move on farther in Champions Cup.
Well, I mean, so here's what I would want. I would want CONCACAF to be first priority, and actually, I would tie MLS Cup and Open Cup
Open Cup, US Open Cup,
because the U.S. Open Cup because we just need to set ourselves up for we in MLS Cup. We're just setting ourselves up for playoff seeding. As long as we get home field advantage, that's all we're worried about, right? Because unfortunately, I don't think we're a supporter shield favorite, which would be nice, but not necessarily. But if we can set ourselves up for a home seeding, we could focus on the Open Cup,
yeah. Hmm.
keep it at the same level, keep it as competitive to try to win that cup.
I see that. I pick up what you're throwing down. That's good. More resolutions.
Meet and greet.
What?
I'm assuming they want to do a meet and greet with us.
I
Sure,
mean,
sure. I mean,
sure.
let's meet up. Let's greet. I mean,
Okay.
But on a side note, I would love to see our players out in the community more.
all right. I
Playing a little footy at the park.
A little footy at the park, or just really showing that they're. If you want to, like, look at the stadium behind me in Marcos, currently empty. We're so sad. If you want to win the hearts of the people, you have to be in with the people.
I think maybe because I have my son in all this, but I would like to see more RSL players at tournaments, maybe like at a weekend tournament or weekday tournament. Just head in the summertime, obviously, but just head out and just be like, "Hey, we're here."
Even if they pair up with their sponsors a bit more and say, hey, you know, Life Vantage is sponsoring a meet and greet with RSL players. Come see them at Shields this Saturday and
Yeah,
I remember
quick
they
meet.
used to do that all the time with Beckerman and Ramondo. Now it's no longer around. So
I mean, but do you see how many people swarm Chicho? I mean, I think at the meet the players night, that line was like forever long.
That was very long.
So
it was.
more resolutions.
I like
Yay.
this one. I like this one. This one hopefully in 1 month is happening. A fire new away jersey.
Okay.
Ooh. Oh, ooh, ooh. I
Oh,
think, sorry, I got real excited. I think that jersey's going to make its debut first game of the season against Herediano in Costa Rica
Um,
because
because
Herediano
they'll probably get
played
released on February 14th.
and Herediano's can be home, so they're going to be in their home colors. So we have to wear our away colors, which means we're going to debut those jerseys then.
all right, and Marcos, you say the 14th.
Because that this year, I mean, I guess 2024, they were released on the 14th.
Okay, I think you might be up to something then. So yes, you're both all right. I think it's gonna be after the preseason is over and before we head to Costa Rica. So you heard it here, folks. Obviously, it wasn't that really hard to do to deduce. So there we go. Next resolution. Obviously, I do want a fire away jersey as well. But oh, real quick, I don't think it's gonna be yellow. I think it's gonna be white.
Yeah, I think it's going to be white as well, which is fine.
I love white.
Bring back what?
Bring
This
back the
one,
white jersey.
I absolutely hate. Somebody wants to sign Ronaldo.
What the heck? That's a
Like,
horrible resolution.
well,
Listen,
He's setting up for failure.
he's gonna run into the same issue that Zlatan ran into, that even Messi and company have run into a bit here, which is MLS is not as easy as they think it is.
It's
the
true.
amount of travel that it happens in this league is going to kick your butt.
Not
It's
just
true.
the amount of travel, the inconsistent elevations and climates, and even player skills. There's a
Player
reason.
skills.
There's a reason you see a lot more players going from MLS to Europe than Liga MX to Europe.
Okay, you heard it here.
Yeah.
At Christian Craig. Not me. Anyways, go ahead.
Next one,
Or
improve the defense. I guess with picking up
we already did that.
with picking up the addition of Sam,
We can get
We can get
we're
more. You what? Fine. We are. I think we're gonna get more.
yeah, we're
One more.
improving it. And then last one, I think this is the icing, the best resolution. Hopefully, beat the Galaxy in the Concacaf Champions Cup.
Which is
Ooh.
not gonna lie, guys. I would love to think about that, but we got to get past Herediano first.
Yeah, you can't underestimate that team. They're
They
hot off of a
they
They
just won a
league
are.
trophy.
title.
They just won a trophy.
Yeah. So I told you guys last month. I told you guys last year when we talked about Herediano that they are aggressive. They love to
Mhm.
flop. So this is gonna be a super dirty game. Can you guys imagine how intense it's gonna get with Vera, with Chicho? This is gonna
Oof.
get
Super
intense.
doity. Super doity.
Say very, very dirty.
Yeah,
So I'm excited.
so fans who are thinking, oh, this is going to be I guess, an easy game. This is not an
Mhm.
easy game. This is going to be a dogfight going down to Costa Rica against a team that just won a trophy.
I think this is actually a harder opponent than Saprissa. All of us were
Oh,
like, we don't want Saprissa. We don't want. Guys, this is a really hard one. I think we might have one of the harder first round games.
facts,
Not.
facts.
It's a good opportunity for us to show our medal. It really is.
It's gonna be rough. Um. Well, before we start dragging everything on, I want to ask what your guys' soccer resolutions are, real quick, because we're running out of time. Marcos, what's your soccer resolution, RSL resolution this season?
I guess RSL resolution is, I guess, do better than this previous season. So whether it's in points, whether it's in goals, just better in one of those aspects.
All right, Christian.
Mind if I be a little bold?
That's why we're here.
All right. I would love a hardware.
I think that's a
E
lot of people won't
even, and might hate me for saying this, even a second place medal.
get on the podium.
Get on the podium.
I like that. I'm gonna split the difference, and I'm gonna be yes, that hardware has to be a resolution. But I want a consistent 2025, just like one of the other resolutions. I want us to, if we're gonna win a game, lose a game, win a game, win a game, lose a game, I want that to be consistent instead of shooting up to first place and thinking we're top five material in the league and then dropping off and becoming like 13th. Um, I want consistency throughout the season. And hopefully we can do that with a heavy schedule that we have right now. So, whoa, guys, that was a lot. We're gonna talk a lot more, especially when more players are coming back this week.
Hey,
What?
we're back, baby.
We
And
are
we are
back.
back. Happy flipping New Year.
Woo!
Um,
2025, it's going to be a good year, you guys. So
has to be a good. This is our year.
Why
Um,
not?
why not? Guys, we really appreciate all the support. We really do. And we hopefully we have some really good stuff coming out this year. Who knows? We might have a drawing like we did last. Did we have it last year? We
we
did
Yeah.
did
last year.
our 1 year anniversary drawing. In 2 weeks, like Alan mentioned, the players will be going to training, so possibly some player interviews at training. So stay tuned for those. So lots of things in store for this fun year 2025.
Yes. So, um, Marcos, if actually Christian, do you have anything else to say before we let Marcos sign us off?
I'm excited to see all of y'all again at the games. It's gonna be a great time,
Excellent.
and don't be afraid to show us what you got on social media.
Excellent. Marcos, sign us off.
Absolutely. If you guys are not already following us, make sure head over to X or Instagram and follow us at the RSL Bros. Listen to us on Spotify or Apple and watch us on YouTube.
That's it. Guys, until next week when we start breaking down a little bit more preseason.
Take care, guys.
Ciao,
Bye.
ciao!